This practice is designed for grounding. It's done with the autumn season in mind, which can be one of airiness, air element. And with that comes dryness and coolness. So in this practice, you'll see me offer options for poses that just ground us a little bit more, getting us a little bit more mindful of how that feels. And the net effect of the practice just being one of providing balance. We're always looking at providing balance. If you like to listen to music while you practice, go ahead and check out the description where I've got a playlist that you can find on Spotify and Apple Music. Okay, we're going to begin this practice in child's pose. Child's pose, very grounding. Knees wide, toes together. Now, this is if it's okay for you to put your knees down like this. Think about grounding your forearms, please, and your forehead, even if it means putting something under the forehead. All right? Have a moment of completely surrendering into the earth. Maybe call to mind something that's keeping your mind very active and airy. And just let that go. Let that thought, let those problems go, be absorbed by the earth. Okay? Then I want you to start shaping your breathing into about 2/3 of your total capacity increase. And you'll notice here in child's pose how you can feel that more in the ribs, in the back ribs, side ribs. Inhale. And as you exhale, you can draw that navel up, start to activate your fire center. So good. Keep that going. Your inhale and exhale both deeper and coming into an even rhythm. And this is the rhythm that I will bother you to keep the entire time through. Okay. Good. So this warm-up is from the knees. So again, if you need the extra padding, don't be afraid to throw even a blanket under the knees. Okay. We're going to begin with a flow. Go ahead and pull on your hands. Draw yourself forward. You'll feel a lengthening in the front side of the body. Look just ahead. When you exhale, push on the hands, draw the belly button in and allow the head to bow. Let's do that a few times through. Inhale, be really long, smooth, gentle flow. Exhale, push back, kind of retreat in. Inhale and do pull on the hands. Have that sense to start activating more parts of your body. Okay, exhale, push back. One more time through that. Come forward and exhale back. So remember, you could have a good amount of padding under. Let's come up to a tabletop, and just a few times on tabletop, rise on up. We'll do this thunderbolt flow, and then exhale, bring your hands to your sacrum. Do we know what our sacrum is? Inhale, it's that bottom part of the spine where the vertebrae are actually fused together, all right? Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. The next piece, I'd like to do what's called again, you have the ability to pause. I just want to show this in case you're, ever hesitating to do so. This is a gentle version of a three-legged dog. You could be on your palms or your fists, okay? And we're going to take our right leg straight back behind us. So a three-legged dog starts from a down dog, but I stay away from those in a gentle class. Now take and bend your leg and kick that heel over to the side. You're going to still feel like you can open up that hip and maybe give me a few rotations. Okay? So yes, I know knees down is a sensitive thing for some people, but these ways are keeping some of the weight off of it. All right, let's extend that back long and then just put this down. Other side, let's go ahead and extend that left leg back. And a three-legged dog really is about the strength of the back body and keeping that leg back there. Bend it and come on, open again. Open, open. Nice. Maybe a little movement. Kind of helps you when you got to squeeze the glutes back there, helps you strengthen. Okay. Lengthen and put that back down. We're going to move into, we're going to be walking up to the top. So go ahead and clear any props that you've got under you and carefully walk forward to the top of the mat. Here at the top of the mat, make sure that you are really grounding those feet. Sway side to side. Feel that foot make an impression in the mat. Warming up your joints still, the backs of the legs probably. And then find yourself in the center for sure. Let your head be super heavy. Let your spine lengthen. Have a moment again of grounding whatever you can let go and give up. Then walk your hands onto your thighs, rise up, and find Tadasana. So Tadasana, remember, is also a pose of supreme grounding. So don't reach these points and then start getting all airy again and fidgety. I really want you to practice grounding yourself in all ways. So that's feeling the feet, but then drawing energy up and having a good sense of energy run through us, okay? And today I want to do a flow that is very grounding on the legs here. So instead of hands in the air, inhale, exhale, trace down the legs with the hands. Then inhale, come on out front, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold wherever you're at in your warmth. Inhale, then when you stand up, keep the hands on the legs. I know we want to let them go up. Exhale, right back down. Exhale, down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And this one, I'd like to hold for another beat. Give me another breath and fold, maybe assisting a little more depth, a little bigger exhale. When you stand up, hands stay on legs. Inhale. We're going to do this a third time. Exhale. Hands stay on legs. Come on down. And out halfway lift here. Again, straighten out that back. You want a little activation. Forward fold. Now, hold for 2 extra breaths. And each time, maybe we can get a little warmer, find something new to dig into there in a nice way. And we'll stand up. Good. Ground yourself. Keep your right foot forward, left foot back. And we're going to do a warm up in a triangle. So always make sure, goes with the theme, those feet are really grounded because we're going to take ourselves off our center of gravity as you exhale over. You inhale up. Exhale, reach out and down. So in a triangle, the arms are, pretty aligned with the mat, Let's do one more. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, down and out. Okay, inhale here, coordination. Can you exhale and step to the top of the mat? With practice, you can. Let's do a chair flow. Inhale, maybe the feet are a tiny bit closer together. Inhale here. And you're going to exhale, turn to the right as you twist. So it's a chair twist. Back arm then inhales and sweeps on up. And exhale as you twist again. Again, inhale. Let's turn that into a nice flowing cycle. Exhale. Inhale up. And sit. Allow your hips and your knees to turn. We are going to do the, static version of this later in the practice. Inhale, come on up. Exhale. Good. Then inhale here. You're going to exhale. Step your right foot back. Okay. Then ready to do our triangle from the other side. Inhale. Exhale with really solid footing. Inhale. Reach out and down. So by the time you're coming down, these side bodies should really actually be still equal. Okay, maybe one more. And come on up. Inhale. Exhale. Step to the top of the mat. Okay, we're going to get into our standing poses. Let's begin by just having you open your shoulders. Maybe a few nice mindful rotations, be mindful of what your body is feeling ready for. And sometimes we're ready for more, and sometimes we got to ease. But what I want you to do is now find your right hand to your wrist or your forearm. Those would be gentler options. But if you like to do the full clasp, like so, it's a big shoulder opener, but I want you to keep the elbows and wrists straight. So whichever you've chosen, again, keep the lighter option if you need it. Start bringing yourself halfway down. Now, I come kind of belly onto legs, and give yourself a shimmy. Give yourself a shimmy to open those shoulders one more notch. Then, only if you're feeling comfortable doing so, go ahead and go into that fold more deeply. Balance your weight in the foot front to back. Bring the belly button in and up. And you want to keep a little squeeze happening between those shoulder blades too. Otherwise, the shoulders are just going to slump into gravity. Good. And if it feels too intense, you're going to ease out. But when you release the hands, let them swing down and up like so. All right. And Tadasana. Let's begin our standing practice with a warrior one. So you're going to step your left foot back. As always in warrior one, what I'm most concerned about is my knees. That knee goes straight off the toe, all right? This is out to the side a little bit and no twisting. Let's have a few flows for it. Inhale, sweep on through and up, and exhale. Again, really want to feel supremely grounded in those feet. As we start to move, we may get wobbly, okay? Watch out for that. Now, we're going to hold a warrior one, sweep up. So instead of, big warrior one is very airy and fiery. But today, let's maybe bring that down. We can add as much fire as you're ready for as you want in your practice today, and then still just stay really grounded. Again, kind of more contained, right? And then have a few breaths and recall that, your ability, when things are burning, your ability to bring yourself into equanimity of body, breath, and mind is your practice of yoga. Good. Let's go ahead. Come out of that exhale, bring that down. Give this a break because we're going to go back into it. Now, this is kind of a custom flow. I want you to bring your hands out front and rebend. Now, in your left hand is a string. You're holding a bow. Now you're going to draw the string. Look what happens here. I've come into warrior two. Okay, so you want to open up that much. And then let's do that a few more times. Come forward, pull, pretend it's hard, Do it again. All right, here, pull. All right, now hold. Here's the thing. Look in the arrow tip. What's something you really would like to be without? Get rid of. Let the arrow fly. Palms up. And focus on the space left in the palm as it sort of represents the space you have with that thing gone. How does that feel? And even maybe getting rid of that thing feels not possible, but everything starts with a thought. And if you're really burning, remember you can always make it gentler by giving yourself a moment's flow. But let's go ahead and ease out of that. Let the shoulders rest. We're going to turn. I want you to have your block handy too. But a couple things to wide leg. Toes are going to come out just a little bit. Give me just a moment's kind of side to side lunge to get, the thing is, when I'm doing this, again, it's not Simon Says. I'm not just going, okay, he said do this. I'm feeling my feet need to kind of find their proper ground. Okay, now arms out. I want to do a few kind of windmills. So you could go just towards that, or you could touch the floor. Again, what's gentle for you? What's more challenging for you? Come on down. Now, this is going to be a lunge twist. So you're going to set your lunge. If we're keeping it gentle today, what I just want you to do is maybe hang out on the leg here and then look back. Okay, come back down and into the center. Center out, a relaxing breath. Hands to thighs and walk on up. And we're going to do this thing called the Pegasus. Now, I'll admit I kind of made this up, but it's from two well-known things. Make your feet more parallel, okay? Come on out. And you're going to drop your right arm under your left. First option, gentlest, is going to be just hug yourself. You can progress to eagle arms. Great. So eagle is part one. Then you're going to bend your knees. Now, here I'm already doing gentle work. This could be where you stay. You might come forward a little bit. So again, there's various ways. Remember, I could be up here. I could just release it on down, or I could use my strength. Let's let those arms unfurl. Hands to thighs. And come on up. Good. All right. Have a moment. Good. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves into a little bit more ease before we do our balance. Our gentle balance today will just be one of a star pose. Now, this is a version of a half moon. I'll show you for reference. Half moon is that, but star pose can achieve a lot of the same things. Step straight off to that left foot, start to come wide. You could keep that toe down as much as you need, okay? And then lift off. Find your stability, and you're shining those points of your star, shining as far apart as they possibly can. Then when you're ready, just ease out of that and give some ease to the foot as well. Once more, give me some open shoulder rolls. And again, this time, if what's your default grasp? Make sure you're choosing the other grasp. You're going to do that other fold again. Maybe it's full, maybe it's gentle. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, come halfway. See that belly on legs. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. And then if it's feeling doable for you, you can choose to go into a deeper fold with this. Now, keep in mind when we do things twice, two things can happen. One is that we are more warm in the second one and more able. The other is that we are more fatigued in the second and we have to be, careful. Keep that in mind. We have something later on that's a similar situation. Let the hands go and swing you up. Whoop. And Tadasana. Okay. Begin doing those standing poses for the other side, leaving the left foot forward. Right foot back for a warrior one flow. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale. A few times through in this flow, you're present with every single thing. My mind is not on my grocery list. My mind is, how stable am I? And today, again, how about a really grounded warrior one? Still with any of the work that you care to do. You need to keep it lighter. You can always reflow. But again, this groundedness is also, it also really ladders up to the goal of yoga, which is our ability to remain content with being still. I know, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, but that's what yoga works towards, okay? Yes, we want energy, not crazy energy. Go ahead, come on up. Exhale, release. Balanced energy. Rajasic Sattva. We're going to do that bow and arrow on out here. Bend the leg. Right hand has the string. And just kind of make sure that you're kind of making that warrior two shape. Inhale. Exhale. If you needed to, you could straighten that front leg on the beats. Inhale. Exhale. That knee bend, is totally up to you depending on what your body needs. Okay, let's go ahead once more. What was the thing that you would like to be rid of? Put it in that arrowhead and let it fly. Palms up. Focus on the space. And your ability to stay centered in breath, body, and mind is your yogic power. All right, inhale on up. Exhale. So, we do a lot of this thinking, this is for getting stronger and more flexible. Those are byproducts. We're doing it for this. Moving on, let's go ahead and pivot to the side again. We're going to do just a couple preps mindfully. And so the gentle version of this, just give me a couple sweeps this way. Come on up. Lunging that leg to the side. We're going to use that lunge. And then let's go ahead and just set a lunge where it's good for you. Hang out on the leg. Solid feet. And then turn to look behind you. With strength, let's go ahead and unwind that. And then let that go. Let's do the other Pegasus. Feet are more parallel than in the previous pose. This time, the left arm is going to come under the right. Again, hug or intertwine. Our eagle arms start, and then we have to bend. So it's eagle plus horse. Make your haunches. Staying up here is plenty of work already. If you want to challenge more, it can become as much as parallel to the floor. But I mean, you can feel it out for yourself. Where is the most challenge? If I let myself go, it's just more of a stretch. Okay. Tailbone back. Fingers forward. Belly up. Let those arms unfurl. Hands to thighs. Come back on up. Nice. Let's do that big flat star pose again. So from here, you just kind of look at the direction your foot is going and flatten yourself on that line. Right there. On out. Toe can stay down. Yeah, otherwise we work towards big star out. Okay. Hand away from foot. Reach, reach. This is something you can work on in increments. What about touching the wall? I don't like that. Why? Let's let it go. Just briefly. If we don't have vertigo, touching the wall is literally a crutch. You're not teaching your body anything. If I have vertigo, absolutely, do anything you need to. But that's why when you're out there losing your balance, there ain't always going to be a wall. Okay. Speech over.
Now, come onto your back where we're going to set up for a bridge pose. And I know that I'm in the right position for this if I can just touch my ankle bones here. So walk the feet in enough to feel those. And you can perform this in either energetic or gentle way. Let's talk about those options. Let's start by digging in your elbows into your sides. You're going to press into those. And once you're up a little bit, then just kind of nestle your shoulders underneath you. Then, with the neck more comfortable, go ahead and lift a little bit more. If you'd like to keep it on the gentle side, take that block and you're looking for the sweet spot under the hips. So find the right spot where it's heaviest, and then you can just let it rest and enjoy the heart opener. But if you want to enjoy the full effect of the bridge, keep pressing into the elbows, into the shoulders, feet, and energize the whole backside of the body. Give a good squeeze. This is always good medicine for the rest of our lives because we are chair sitting a lot. Then when you're ready to come out, slowly, one vertebra at a time, let the shoulders go.
One vertebra at a time. And then just pause here for a moment with the feet wide and the knees tipped together. That's a constructive rest. And flatten the lower part of your spine down onto the ground. Again, very grounded. Normally, this is a part of the spine that's got a little curve to it. Here, just adding the slightest bit of counter to it. Nice. Now, the next things that we're going to do are fun, but a little unusual. Okay. I'm going to ask you, just go ahead and turn onto the side that's facing me. Turn onto your side. Fully, right here. Lay with your head down, and you're going to stabilize yourself like so. Then you're going to begin kicking forward as far as you can and kicking back as far as you can. Just figure it out. There's no kind of one way this is supposed to feel. I want you to really go for this. Kick front, kick back. A good amount. Next time you kick back, hold it there, and you're going to string your bow. Open your shoulder. Catch that ankle and kick back. So I'm going to open the shoulder again. Maybe I tip a little forward and kick a little back. So this is a one-sided bow. It feels different than when we do it on our belly. And, that's why I don't mind mixing things up once in a while because it prompts the body to do different or more nuanced things. Okay. And your muscle control, also good for your brain. If you can't reach your heel, FYI, you can just let that foot sit down behind you and keep pressing here at the hip. We're going to go on to our fronts, and you're going to give me a plank. I'm going to start with the gentlest. Gentlest plank is from the fists and the knees. Otherwise, on your hands, maybe your feet. Some of you may like to be on the elbows and the feet or knees. Elbow plank is the most difficult, but go ahead and give me a good effort here. Nice, good effort. Back in the heels or knees. Forward in the crown. If my booty's up here, that's no plank. That's not a straight board. All right, bring it in. Tuck that navel up. Got to be strong underneath you. Oh my gosh. Another pose where you can just kind of tap out if you need to. All right. Release. And then you're going to be lying on the other side. Okay, so you're whatever side you were on, go ahead, come on down, lie on the other. And we'll put together the other side the same. Kick forward, kick back. Do that for about 3 rounds. You're stabilizing, but you're also stabilizing with your core. Don't let this pull you all around. How stable can you get? Just a little prep. Hold it back. String your bow. Open your shoulder. String it. And then open back, kick back. Very much like our dancer's pose, right? Always bringing yourself into smooth breathing regardless of the work. So sometimes we have really elevated breath. Sometimes we halt our breath. Our yogic superpower is to bring it back into balance always for the benefit of the mind. Beautiful. So you can choose to come back either to, I'll give you an option, gentle, you can just come up to all fours, or give me a couple more breaths in plank. So if you're gentle, maybe you just want to take all fours and tuck the belly on up. Okay. Let's put the knees down. If we like to practice transferring your weight, you might swing through. Otherwise, let's just make sure that those legs go forward. All right. And we're going to do a flow that progresses through, it's an internal flow, through boat. Start at a very grounded boat. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? It's a water thing. But just start with flat feet, okay? But engage your core. In a boat, FYI, you don't have to sit on the bony bones. You're crunching a little bit. So it's okay to roll back to be able to keep that crunch. Yeah. Inhale. Now, exhale and bring lightness to the feet. Bring them just off the floor. You can have a good grip. Inhale. Exhale, maybe another notch. So if you need this gentler, you're going to hold out wherever you need to. Inhale. Exhale. Again, this is on. Let that be a lesson. Bring yourself into constructive rest. Feet wide. Knees tipped together for a moment, flatten out your back. That's a big yogic lesson. That one moment, you were really just wondering how on earth you were going to get through that. And the next moment, it was done. And turns out you were probably okay. So that's what yoga teaches us, is that there's a lot of fluctuations in life. And we have to learn to not let them tug at our brains so much. Okay, we're going to move on to an abdominal exercise, and I'm going to encourage you to put your hands under your glutes, under the squishy parts, not the bony parts. Keep the legs close to the body. Got it? All right. If we want something more, legs up. So everyone legs up. If you want more, cross your right ankle over your left. If we're gentle, we're just kind of keeping the legs up where we can. And you're already working. Draw your navel down toward the floor, please. All right. Extending on up. So it's harder the straighter your legs are. On up there. Breathing smoothly. Again, this is where you might tend to hold your breath. Now you're going to inhale. And you're going to exhale. Drop it to any point up to halfway. All right. If you're gentle, it might look something like this, maybe a little bit more out. Yep. Don't let the back arch. Draw the navel in and up. So much fun. Take another inhale. Exhale, you're going to skim the floor. Skim the floor with your heels. If you were gentle, it's going to look like this. Skim the floor with your toes. Drop those navels. No arch in the back, please. Oh my goodness. And then let that go. Oh, wow. As before, let's take a constructive rest. Take the hands out and maybe give them a few big open wide and close. Same thing. So I just did that twice in a row to you, just kind of encouraging that really big mental toughness, and then release. Okay, let's gently roll ourselves into a ball. Tuck your chin into your chest. We're just going to rock up to sit. Okay, rock up to sit. I'm going to encourage you to sit up. Blanket, 1/3 roll, 1/3 roll. Sit at the edge of it. And we're going to add, this is kind of a gentle version of Gomukhasana. Sit right leg in front of left. And the gentlest option is going to be this. You're going to just press on your right knee. You might even kind of counterbalance yourself. I want that getting open. All right, give that a few. The next progression for that would be to take right ankle over left knee and do similar. Give a little opening. Do not slouch. Try not to slouch. Okay. Open. And then just kind of getting that peace for a moment. A Gomukhasana is cow face pose, and it's much more intense on the hips and involves the shoulders. So we're going to add that piece too, but gently. So grab your strap, whatever works as your strap, and then I want you to take it in your left hand and just drop that behind you. Stay tall, open the shoulder. Now take this hand, I'd make this kind of dive back and find it. Just be gentle about it. Now I want you, whatever level you're at, I want you to get comfortable with using straps. Sit tall. You might feel, so this is hips and shoulders. The full Gomukhasana is, kind of an advanced pose. But this gentle version, again, maybe I'm right here, is hips and shoulders, and you want to keep tall. And you may find that you're using muscles to sit tall. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Okay. Just give me one more breath. Don't let the head do this. Keep it up. Then let's go ahead, ease on out, and you're going to swing your legs out front of you. We're going to do a version of this twist. I'll give you an option. You can either do bent knees like so. You're going to hold with your left arm. Your right arm will come back. Take your right hip back as well. But then your option might be, if you just want to do one knee, that's fine. Okay. Inhale, lean back from your heart. Exhale, let your eye gaze ground down your nose and toward your shoulder. If you have more flexibility, you might, take that arm over the knee, but be careful that you don't crank your low spine. This should gently encourage a shoulder twist instead. Good. Give me an inhale to start coming out and around. Exhale back to the middle. Then let's move on to do our hip opener for the other side. Again, return onto your blanket, sit up. This time it's left in front of right. So the basic, gentlest version, cross legs. Sukhasana, do you know what that means? Easy pose. Or left ankle to knee if we've got more openness. Either way, let's go ahead and add some encouragement onto that left knee and get it out. You might even kind of counterbalance. I want you to keep your spine nice and lifted. This kind of work, the tighter we are, just kind of results in us, doing the shrinking. So, and that might be where you are, just accept that, but encourage more gently. It's nice to want to do more, but we have to do it only in the increment where the body is not experiencing something negative, okay? The body, I mean pain. There's that, that negative in exercise. Grab in your right hand. grab in your left hand. There's always an inherent kind of negative in exercise, right? The sort of, oh my gosh, this is hard. So even though we may like to say, oh, yoga is more than exercise, this practice is also exercise. So things come with it from that realm. Stay centered and tall, active in the core, relax in the shoulders. Good. Easy release, slow release. We'll do our other twist. Send the legs out in front of you again. Again, this is going to be left arm back. If you want to do the two knees bent variety, right leg here, one leg variety, keep your left leg bent. Okay, whatever you're choosing. Ground the hips. Sit that left hip back a little bit too. Ground, inhale back from your heart a bit. And then exhale, ground your vision down the nose toward the shoulder. When you're twisting, doesn't hurt to draw the navel back a little bit when you exhale. And inhale, begin to come back round. Exhale, return, and come to staff pose. In this pose, once again, I encourage you to sit up. It's going to help you, no matter how flexible you are. Okay, so let's go ahead and find yourself at the edge of the blanket. Put your hands in the crease of your hips. Now, a few flows where you are discovering where is it that you can sit forward, but it's before the point that you need to bend. What's that point for you? Find it a few times. Because I want to work only in straight back realm. Okay, this is called Mahamudra. I want you to take and grab onto your legs. Some of us might be able to do this, but this might cause us to bend. I don't want that. So more legs. And I want you to grip. You're going to inhale and draw back and make it challenging. Make it challenging for yourself. All right. You're going to feel the work because I have my hands holding there. Now, when you exhale, draw up your bandhas up in the pelvic floor, in and up at the navel, long neck and chin bow. Okay. Inhale. You're going to lean back, but resist. Exhale, draw in and up on your core. Inhale, slight leaning back. You probably don't even see me moving. It's all internal. Exhale, draw in and up. Do it again. Notice the fire up the back. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. Lean back. And then just give yourself a moment of relaxation. Just uncomplicated here. It's kind of nice. Let it stretch. And then we are also going to go into our single leg stretches for right and left. Let's keep the right leg long and bend the left. Good. Square your hips off as best you can. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, forward fold. Notice that straight back place, but then go ahead, let yourself surrender. In class, a lot of times I see people, I'll let a few breaths go by, and I'll notice that people are still doing stuff like this. Relax. It can be on the floor. It could be on the leg. If you're able to reach the foot, fantastic. Try this small cue. Can you take your left hip, move it a little bit towards your right heel? The squaring off of those hips. Your flow here is internal and small as well. The inhale draws the spine forward into a little bit of length. The exhale draws the belly back a little bit. Feel the space. Good. On your next exhale, let's go ahead. Come up, return to staff pose for me. Give me just a moment of maybe a lean back, a heart lift, just as a bit of a palate cleanser before we do the other side. The single leg stretch, the left leg long, bent right leg. Be tall, come forward as far as you can, and then surrender to your body as it is today. Where is it for you? Micro adjustment, right hip towards left heel. Micro flow internal. Inhale, length to the spine. Exhale, navel in. On your last exhale, give a nice squeeze. And inhale, come on up. We're going to move to the floor and transition toward our Śavāsana. In preparing for Śavāsana, let's do just a very, very gentle bridge flow. Again, bring the feet in, ground your shoulders. What I'd like you to do is I want you to do this flow with your counting breath. So give me an inhale for a count of 4 on up, gentle lift of the hips, and then an exhale for 4. So I want to progress this. And then I want you to lengthen that. Give me inhale for 5. And exhale for 5. Coordinate everything and then increase that to 6. Please go with your own breath, right? Train yourself to complete this and then exhale for 6. Now we're going to keep doing this. You're going to keep going. On your next round, it'll be a 7 count, right? Inhale and exhale. Don't worry about where I'm at. Time it, count it, coordinate it. And the last round will be one of 8s. So take your time, completing all the way up to inhale 8, exhale 8. You're really putting the brakes on. Once you're done with the 8, that will be your last. And then we're going to just prepare for a Śavāsana. Now, the one thing I do recommend is you could have a small lift. Small lift under your head. Of course, make yourself warm if you need to. You could return to constructive rest or lengthen the body. If you're feeling warm, arms to the side, away from the body. If you need more grounding, hand to belly, heart and belly. But bring awareness to your neck and just add a gentle length to the back of your neck, just a little bit, okay? There's a lot of nerves that run through this area and they can be soothed when we lengthen the neck. And I just want you to increasingly come in and dissolve. Bring relaxation into your face. Feel the heaviness of your eyes. Relax your jaw and tongue. And ease of the throat. Take an easeful inhale. And when you exhale, relax your arms. Send that exhale down and out the fingers. Heart is open. Belly is soft. Draw another easeful inhale. This time the exhale will go down the legs, fully relaxing the feet. If there is any lingering activity, air, movement in the breath, of course there's air, but is it an animated, over-animated movement? You want to bring that into more stillness. Thus, the mind comes into more stillness. And this is a time of restoration, not activity. So I encourage you to notice the movement of your thoughts. And if they're going to move, send them to move away from you, leaving you more peaceful one by one. Relax. Before you come out of Śavāsana, take a moment to identify your state of yoga. That is any peacefulness that you feel. Centeredness, balance, groundedness, goodness. And my challenge to you is to keep as much of that with you as you can. Draw those qualities back into the body as you move the arms and legs a little bit more. And if you like to roll onto your side, roll onto the right side. Knees in. Take a couple transitional breaths. And ultimately, join me back in sitting up. And to close our practice, I'll invite you to take hands to the Anjali Mudra. Just place them comfortably at the low heart center here. Let the chin be heavy. Keep all sense of goodness that are the product of this practice. Any sense of self-judgment, negativity, doubt, I'm going to encourage you to let those things go. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. As always, I encourage you to do practices with repetition in order to become better, in order to adapt physically, breath, mentally especially, okay? You can do pieces of it. And I operate under a model that is free for all. But if you are inclined to contribute, please take a look at the description. I have links for Venmo and PayPal, and I will see you next time.